Please help me welcome a speaker who brings heritage, tradition, and commitment to peace. Nawabzada Mohammed Asif Ali, heir apparent to the Prince of Arcot in India. Please welcome him.
A very good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Vanakkam from the state of Tamil Nadu in India, where I come from. First and foremost, I wish to thank the Lord, the Almighty, for the opportunity He has bestowed upon me to be here amongst the excellencies, the diplomats, people from various countries. It's a great honor for me to be here at the United Nations in this lovely city of New York in the United States. First, I wish to thank Dr. Mary Shuttleworth for this amazing, it's not just work, I would say, it's not a job, it's your life. And I wish to thank Dr. Dakshinamurthy and Mr. Gokul Nath from the SDC, the Sustainable Development Council. I come from India. So India is a great country. It's my country. And it's a big country with many faiths, many states, many languages, many cuisines of food, and yet we all live together in peace, in harmony. And I think we are the best example, or at least one of the best examples, that we can thrive together in spite of coming from various backgrounds and ethnicities. And this is what education will teach us, to live in peace and harmony. And I think you have to come to India to experience that how different people can live together. Because we accept people as they are. And we teach our children to accept people and to respect human beings as they are. And I think that's what the theme of the United Nations is, to bring people together under one roof of humanity. I would say that the real threat in today's times, it's not just from bombs and bullets, not from wars and battles. I think the real threat today is from absence of education. We tend to ignore people. We tend to ignore to understand each other. And that ignorance, it creates over a period of time a kind of a dislike. And that dislike, over a period of time, it transforms into a kind of a fear. And that fear transforms into hatred, and that hatred will create the refugees we have today. So we have to work backwards and understand each other's faith, because today, in today's times, human beings, people are fighting over each other's faith. Everyone is saying that, or is believing that my faith is better than your faith. We need to teach our children that the basis of all faiths is humanity. It doesn't matter what caste, what color, what background you come from. You are a human being first. And then you come from whatever nationality, whatever country you come from. The color of your skin doesn't make you superior or inferior. It is the color of your heart. It is the color of your mind. All colors are good colors. It's how you see it. I think that's what we need to teach in schools and to our children. And one more very important thing is education for peace is not only for children or for the youngsters, it is for the adults too. To all the parents, to the teachers, to the lawmakers, to the policymakers, and most importantly, to the politicians and the leaders of countries. They need to be educated on how to run a country, how to run it peacefully. I come from a state in India. It's called Tamil Nadu. It's the state of the Tamil people. And we have a dynamic chief minister, respected Mr. Stalin, and he's doing a wonderful job in believing that every child should get good education. And this is what is important today. And I come from India, where our respected Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, he also believes that we all should grow together. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas is the line in Hindi, which means we all grow together as one people. Over a study of 80 years in the Harvard University in the United States, over a period of 80 years, the statistics say that the first thing that brings peace of mind, can anyone guess what? The first in the list is health. If your health is lost, everything fails. Second is relationships. Relationships with your family, friends, your colleagues, your classmates, and then comes your fame, money, and all that. So this is, I'm telling, for the youth here, make friends based on the character, not on what faith or background they come from. Very important. That's what my wife here is with me. She's a great pillar of support. Her name is Seema. We teach our children the same thing. It doesn't matter you are a Muslim or a Christian or a Hindu. We eat the same food. We laugh over the same jokes. We cry over the same sorrows. So let us teach our children. Let us educate our children, because they are the future of tomorrow. They are our future. Let's all live together, live peacefully. Many people don't know that. I'll give an example of my family. 200 years back, we were known as the Nawabs of the Carnatic. They were the rulers of South India. And as followers of faith of Islam, as Muslims, rulers, the contribution of them today for the society is not found in any history books. This is what I'm saying. Education of small things, like the contribution of our family. I'm not boasting, but with all humility. This is what India is about. And this is an example. This should be in the history books. Stories like this, stories of peace, stories of togetherness. This brings people together. When you open history book, it talks about the first battle, second battle, First World War, Second World War. Talk about peace, bring people together, live happily. We have one life. Live happily. And I finish by saying, always be thankful. Be thankful to God. Be thankful to your parents. Be thankful to your teachers. And most importantly, be thankful to your wife, your partner. With these words, I wish to thank. It's great honor to be here at the United Nations in New York, to be speaking here in front of you lovely people.